Hi everyone, my name is Rejoice. I'm in a group with Michaela, Loon, and Devin, and today I'll be talking about complementary, split complementary, and triadic color schemes and how they're used to create contrast, balance, and visual interest. To understand these color schemes, we start with the color wheel. Isaac Newton invented the color wheel by turning the visible light spectrum into a circle. The color wheel describes the relationships between colors, dividing them into primary, secondary, and tertiary groups. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Secondary colors are created by mixing two primary colors. For example, mixing red and blue creates purple. And tertiary colors are created by mixing a primary color with a secondary color. Designers often use it as a guide to build color combinations that feel intentional rather than random. There are three color models. The first, RYB, or red, yellow, blue, is the color wheel most commonly used by artists when mixing different pigments. RGB, or red, green, blue, refers to the additive mixing process of color light and is used for color light displays like computers and television screens. When all combined, it creates white light. This is how our eyes process color. CMYK, or cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, is the subtractive process when pigments are layered to create images in printing. Even though they're different systems, they're all still rely on complementary relationships. This brings us to our first color scheme. A complementary color scheme uses colors that are directly opposite on the color wheel. This technique creates high contrast, establishes focal points, and can make other colors look more vibrant. This is the red and green complement. Examples in real life include natural scenes like autumn leaves or vibrant artificial lighting setups. When we look at red and green separately, they almost have opposite psychological effects. Red is intense. It's associated with energy, urgency, and excitement, and immediately grabs attention. Green, on the other hand, is calming and stable. It's linked to nature and balance, so it feels more relaxing. It is also the easiest color for our eyes to look at. It signals health, hope, and freshness. When designers use them together, they're not just picking festive colors, they're creating a balance between stimulation and calm. Because red is so visually dominant, it naturally becomes the focal point, while green works as a stabilizing background and keeps the design from feeling overwhelming. Emotionally, the result feels both energetic and grounded at the same time. It captures attention, but it doesn't create the kind of stress that red alone might. What holiday is most commonly associated with this complement? Yellow on its own is one of the most attention grabbing colors we have. It's tied to energy, optimism, and visibility. It almost pushes itself forward visually. Purple does the opposite. It's deeper, more associated with creativity, luxury, and imagination. It pulls you in instead of jumping out at you. Designers use that tension really intentionally. The yellow usually highlights what they want you to notice first, while the purple builds the overall mood and makes it more elevated. What sports team is known for the colors yellow and purple? Blue evokes the feeling of calm, but in design, especially branding, it can signal towards trust, dependability, and professionalism. Blue reduces tension and anger, and orange is stimulatory, enthusiastic, and warm. When combined, you get the effect of something that is approachable. What companies or brands use blue and orange in their logos? A split complementary scheme uses one main color and the two colors adjacent to its direct opposite. This creates a strong contrast while maintaining a balanced visual feel. An important rule to keep in mind when utilizing these bolder color schemes is the 60-30-10 rule. This color rule is often used in multiple mediums, including graphic design, interior design, and fashion. It says that 60% of the composition should use the main color, 30% the secondary color, and 10% the accent color. This helps keeps the design balanced so the colors don't compete too much. In this painting example, blue is the main color. Instead of its complement orange, the scheme uses yellow orange and red orange as split complements, making the blue stand out. Split complementary colors are frequently seen in fashion. Designers combine a dominant color with two supporting colors to create outfits that still feel bold but still coordinated. This is especially common in more expressive styles where color plays a large role in the overall look. This Claude Monet painting uses a split complementary scheme of blue with red, orange, and yellow green. This impressionistic style unifies the composition with dominant cool tones and warm accents. A triadic color scheme uses three hues that are equally spaced around the color wheel, such as red, yellow, blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, orange, green, violet, and yellow, orange, blue, green, red, violet. These are a few examples of triadic schemes appearing in famous artworks, from the bold primary colors of Matisse's work to the vibrant light and shadow in Van Gogh's Café Terrace at Night. Each artwork uses color to guide attention, create mood, even when the styles are very different. In this abstract work of Icarus, it uses the primary colors red, yellow, and blue, which form a strong triadic color scheme. The colors are bold and simple, which makes the composition feel strong and graphic. In Vermeer's The Milkmaid, the triadic color scheme of blue, yellow, and red creates a feeling of stillness. The yellow and red adds warmth and draws attention to the figure. Warm color advances and draws the viewer into the smaller objects like the pitcher and the baskets, while the blue anchors the eye. In this Van Gogh painting, Café Terrace at Night, instead of using just one complement, Van Gogh uses both yellow and orange, which softens the contrast. It makes the colors feel more dynamic. The warm colors in the cafe create a sense of energy and liveliness, while the blue gives the painting a sense of depth as it recedes into the background. And that is our presentation. Thank you for watching.